Have you ever tried to rest but somehow felt uncomfortable? You finally get a free afternoon. No urgent messages, no deadline, no one asking for anything. You sit down, maybe open a show, make some coffee, or just stare out the window, and then it starts. That quiet voice in your head says, "You should be doing something. You're wasting time. You haven't earned this yet." So instead of resting, you check your phone, then you open your laptop, then you clean something, then you make a list. Then you convince yourself you feel better because now you are productive again. But here's the strange part. You were not actually lazy. You were not doing anything wrong. Your body simply did not know how to feel safe in stillness. Psychology says people who feel guilty when they rest are often not addicted to work. They are addicted to feeling useful. And that usually starts much earlier than adulthood. One, they learned that love was connected to performance. Some children grow up being praised only when they are helpful, quiet, responsible, or successful. They get attention when they achieve. They get approval when they behave well. They get love when they make life easier for everyone else. Slowly, they learn a hidden rule. If I am useful, I am good. If I do enough, I am safe. If I don't cause problems, I will be loved. So when they become adults, rest does not feel peaceful. It feels suspicious. Because if they are not doing something, their brain starts asking, what am I worth right now? And that question can feel terrifying. Two, they confuse rest with falling behind. For some people, a quiet day does not feel like recovery. It feels like failure. They look at other people relaxing and wonder, how are they so calm? Don't they feel guilty? Don't they know there is always more to do? But that is exactly the problem. There is always more to do. Another message, another task, another goal, another version of yourself you think you have to become. If you wait until everything is finished before you allow yourself to rest, you will never rest. Because life does not become empty before it gives you permission to breathe. Rest is not what happens after everything is done. Rest is what allows you to continue without destroying yourself. Three, they grew up too responsible too early. Some children are not allowed to be children for very long. They become the mature one, the quiet one, the helper, the one who understands, the one who does not ask for too much. Maybe they had to take care of siblings. Maybe they had to calm down a parent. Maybe they had to read the room before speaking. Maybe they learned that their feelings were less important than keeping peace. Psychologists call this parentification, when a child takes on adult emotional or practical responsibilities before they are ready. These children often become very capable adults. They know how to handle pressure. They know how to solve problems. They know how to show up for others, but they struggle to rest because rest feels like leaving their post. If they are not helping, who are they? If they are not carrying something, are they still needed? If they are not useful, are they still valuable? This is why peace can feel unfamiliar. Not because peace is bad, but because chaos is what they were trained for. Four, they do not trust calm. Some people feel uncomfortable when life becomes quiet. To other people, calm feels like relief. To them, calm feels like a warning. They may finally have a peaceful evening. Nothing urgent is happening. No one is angry. No one needs them. No problem is demanding their attention. But instead of relaxing, their body becomes tense. Their mind starts scanning. What did I forget? What should I be doing? What if something goes wrong later? What if I relax now and regret it? This usually happens when someone grew up around emotional unpredictability. Maybe their home was calm one moment and tense the next. Maybe good days were often followed by conflict. Maybe rest was interrupted by criticism. Maybe whenever they felt safe, something suddenly changed. So their nervous system learned a painful lesson. Do not get too comfortable. Do not let your guard down. Do not fully relax. Stay ready. And even years later, when their life is no longer the same, their body still remembers the old pattern. This is why some people clean when they are anxious. They organize when they are overwhelmed. They make plans when they feel unsafe. They keep moving because movement gives them the illusion of control. From the outside, they may look productive, but internally, they are not always motivated. Sometimes they are just trying not to feel vulnerable, because stillness gives the mind space. And when the mind has space, old emotions can rise. Sadness, fear, loneliness. exhaustion, the feeling of being unseen, the feeling of carrying too much for too long. That is why rest can feel uncomfortable at first. It does not always feel like peace. Sometimes before rest becomes healing, it first reveals how tired you really are. 5. They connect their identity to being strong. Some people do not know how to be anything except strong. They were praised for it for years. You are so mature. You never complain. You always handle everything. You are the responsible one. You are stronger than other people. At first, those words can feel good. They make a person feel special, needed, important, respected. But over time, strength can become a role they feel trapped inside. Because once everyone sees you as the strong one, it becomes hard to admit that you are tired. It becomes hard to say, I need help. I need time. I cannot do this right now. I am not okay. So they keep performing strength. They answer the message even when they are drained. They show up even when they want to disappear. They help others even when they secretly need help themselves. They smile because explaining their exhaustion feels harder than hiding it. And then when they finally try to rest, they feel guilty because rest feels like dropping the image. Rest feels like becoming weak. Rest feels like losing the identity that made them feel safe. But this is the truth many people need to hear. Real strength is not ignoring your limits forever. Real strength is knowing when to stop before your body forces you to stop. Because if you only rest when you collapse, that is not discipline. That is survival. And survival is not the same as living. 6. They were rewarded for ignoring their own needs. A lot of people who feel guilty when they rest were once praised for self-abandonment. They were admired for not needing much. They were called mature when they stayed quiet. They were called helpful when they put others first. They were called strong when they handled pain alone. They were called easy when they did not ask for support. So slowly they learned to treat their own needs like interruptions. Hungry? Wait. Tired? Keep going. Sad? Stay useful. Overwhelmed? Do not show it. Need help? Handle it alone. And after years of living this way, rest begins to feel selfish. Not because rest is selfish, but because they were trained to believe that their needs should come last. They may feel comfortable taking care of everyone else, but when it is their turn to receive care, they feel uncomfortable. They do not know what to do with softness. They do not know how to accept help without apologizing. They do not know how to rest without explaining why they deserve it. This is why they may say things like, I'm sorry, I'm just tired. I know I should be doing more. I feel bad for taking a break. I don't want to be a burden. But needing rest does not make you a burden. Having limits does not make you weak. Being tired does not mean you failed. It means your body is telling the truth. And sometimes the body tells the truth before the mind is ready to admit it. 7. They mistake being busy for being valuable. For some people, busyness becomes proof that they matter. If their calendar is full, they feel important. If people need them, they feel useful. If they are tired, they feel like they have earned their place. But when everything becomes quiet, they do not know who they are. Because without tasks, without pressure, without someone depending on them, they are forced to face a deeper question. Who am I when I am not doing anything? And for people whose identity was built around productivity, that question can feel threatening. So they avoid it. They stay busy. They take on more than they can carry. They say yes when they want to say no. They create pressure when life finally gives them space. Because pressure feels familiar, and familiar things can feel safe even when they are hurting us. This is one of the hidden reasons rest guilt is so powerful. It is not only about time, it is about identity. It is about the fear that if you stop performing, you will stop being valuable. But your value was never supposed to depend on how much you produce. You are not a machine. You are not a checklist. You are not a project that only deserves care after it becomes perfect. You are a human being. And human beings need recovery. They need quiet. They need softness. They need days where nothing impressive happens. So what does all of this mean? It means people who feel guilty when they rest are not simply bad at relaxing. They are often carrying old emotional programming. They learn that productivity equals worth, that love has to be earned, that needs are burdens, that stillness is unsafe, that being strong means never stopping. And none of that disappears just because someone says, just relax. Because for them, Rest is not simple. It touches childhood. It touches fear. It touches identity. It touches the part of them that still believes they must earn permission to exist peacefully. So if this is you, understand this clearly. Rest is not laziness. Rest is not weakness. Rest is not falling behind. Rest is not proof that you lack discipline. Rest is how your body repairs what your ambition keeps spending. At first, rest may feel uncomfortable. You may sit down and feel guilty. Your brain may tell you to get up and do something. That does not mean rest is wrong. It means rest is unfamiliar. And unfamiliar things often feel unsafe before they feel healing. You are allowed to pause before you collapse. You are allowed to need softness before life forces you into survival mode. You are allowed to have a quiet day without proving why you deserve it. Because you were never meant to be useful every second of your life. You were meant to live, to breathe, to recover, to feel human. So the next time that guilty voice says, "You should be doing more," ask yourself, who taught me that I am only valuable when I am productive? Because that voice may not be your truth. It may just be an old survival strategy that does not know the danger is over. And maybe the most important thing you can do now is not another task. Maybe it is teaching your body that nothing bad happens when you finally let yourself rest. If this made you feel seen, you may also want to watch the next video about people who never ask for help and why independence can sometimes be a trauma response disguised as strength.